Hello and welcome to this quick video on a few not so known tricks regarding Hu Tao. I've been playing her since the first release back in early 2021 and wrote a full guide that can be found in the description, but let's start. As you know, you want to be below 50% HP on Hu Tao to activate her Ascension 4 passive and maybe a Homa. The first skill cast will bring you to 70% HP, while the second one will bring you around 49%. You can keep in mind the number of your half HP mark, but what we can also do is use the slash in the middle of the HP bar as a visual indication, especially if you take damage or get random heals. It doesn't always predict a perfect half, but it gives you a general idea. A bit below and you're safe. Checking her body buffs is not very reliable in combat because it overlaps with other buffs and it can be very confusing during movement. Next trick is called PP Slide. I know it's a weird name, but it makes sense. Hear this, Hu Tao's elemental skill does not expire for as long as you are in a charged attack. This means that it's possible to Q a burst during your last charged, and it will take full advantage of your skill buff even if it was supposed to end during said charge attack. In practice, you check your timing on your skill. On your last charge attack, you do not cancel it, but just hit the burst. She will perform it at the end and snapshot your skill buff. A super handy trick to squeeze out extra damage. As you can see in the clip, my skill is supposed to be already ended, but we still get the damage of a non-vaped burst in that condition. Getting this late into the skill cooldown is also thanks to the next tip, which is hit lag. Hu Tao's skill does not actually have the duration that is stated on the skill in practical uses. Because of an in-game mechanic called hit lag, she can actually gain extra time depending on how fast and often you're attacking. Hit lag occurs when melee attacks hit a target, slowing down the attacker, and various in-game counters for a short amount of time. It's used to give the impression of weight and impact to attacks. For Tao, this translates to long skill durations. It's important to know about this to better decide when to prepare rotating or when to use your burst. Let's talk about combos a bit. There can be a lot to talk about, but I want to give you a too long didn't read. The two main ones are N1C, one normal plus a charged, and N2C, two normals plus a charged, both getting cancelled by a jump or a dash or not cancelled at all. N1C applies less pyro and can be easier to cancel, while N2C avoids dash cooldown and can lead to higher damage but also result in more pyro being applied. The general recommendation is to honestly perform either, depending on personal preference, or the amount of pyro applied by other units, such as Toma or Shunning. The way you will want to cancel either combo is generally by jumping at C0 and dashing at C1. With that said, you can absolutely mix and match the combo, but remember that without C1, cancelling your charge attack with a dash will be very expensive and it should be done only for short damage windows. Not cancelling your combos at all is totally fine. And contrary to popular belief, it's not a big deal unless you lose control over and totally miss your attacks. Cancelling is great for extra frames, but even better for repositioning and not missing your target. And while we're at it, what's the dash cooldown? Well, if you sprint twice within 0.8 seconds, you will not be able to sprint again right away and will have to wait a bit. For Hu Tao, this is actually important, as if doing your combo too fast, you will encounter this dash cooldown and it will make you waste time repositioning. Cancelling at 0.8 seconds intervals will make sure that it doesn't happen, but it requires some practice. And now a quick one, but not that useful. Hu Tao's dash can pass through enemies, and it can even escape something like Mirror Maiden's Prison. A fun tip for C1 owners is that if you find yourself exploring without stamina in the overworld, you can just go skill plus charge attack spam, you will move forward, be pretty fast actually, and all of this while getting your stamina back. I wanted this video to be more about a few gameplay tips that I know than building tips, but I have to talk at least briefly about the new weapon and the new artifact set. The new Battle Pass weapon, Ballad of the Fjords, is incredibly good on Hu Tao, but also likes refinements. At R1, you wouldn't consider this much stronger than an R5 Dragonsbane, but already very similar. Sometimes better, sometimes worse. Even though that match gives you more crit rate, I wouldn't pick it anymore for Hu Tao. Refining the new weapon will make it the best non-5-star option for Hu Tao without a doubt. Only restriction you really have is that you cannot play double pyro and double hydro, as it would not activate the elemental mastery. Regarding Marechaussee, a lot of people ask about it, but to be fair, it's definitely not a Hu Tao set. You can try to lose HP via danger reactions or small healing, but it's not reliable and makes your teams very awkward. You also don't want to scale plus burst for 2 stacks right away, because they only last 5 seconds and you would never be below 50% HP. Honestly, until we have a reliable way to shift their HP constantly, Marechaussee is totally a no-go. Thank you so much for watching this far. If you like my content, make sure to sub or visit over twitch.tv/7even please. We're live every day doing card reviews, Abyss, and more. I'm also preparing a Novelette guide to release by the time he releases on 4.1 Wednesday. I hope you stick for that. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.